After kicking pre-season off with a 2-0 victory against Bridlington Town, we went on a free away journey, the first being at Mickleover, where Heaney gets us off to a beautiful start within 9 minutes. We then went and doubled up as King played it through to Lancaster, lovely ball over to Tommy Pickles, who then gets it in for DeGruchy to get his goal. But how did we get on in that next one? The third game saw us head away to Corby, where we not only kept up our 2-0 victory trend, but also Heaney got himself a trend of starting us off on these away games with a goal. It was then, of course, doubled up by Newton's beautiful free kick into the upper left-hand side. Oh, we do like to be beside the seaside, but in this third and final away game here in Whitby, things didn't go quite according to plan. Ducksworth did get us off to a nice early start 7 minutes in, and yes, we did manage to keep up our 2-goal trend. Unfortunately though, Whitby was able to keep up with us. First of all, Hazel at the near post, making it 1-1. We then regain the lead on the 85th minute as Noel plays it through to Lancaster, who then plays it to Willoughby to slot in at the far post. They then went and got an equaliser though. Yes, very swift reply. Less than a minute later, Fraser plays it up to Gel. He gets the ball over the top to Giles, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and then just slots it past him on that right-hand side. But how did we get on against Tadcaster? The Tadcaster game saw us make a rather triumphant return back to York as we picked up a 4-1 victory in this one. First of all, Dyson got us off to a beautiful start at the near post on the 18th minute. They went and had a player then sent off, and we capitalised as Woods plays it Donaldson through to Beck. Heaney found space and drilled one in the right hand side, making it 2-0 going into half time. Then we got to corner in the second half. McLaughlin playing it into the near post for Hopper to go and place one into the bottom left hand side. McLaughlin, though, not to be left out, got a penalty and placed it in the right hand side, getting himself a goal as well. Tadcaster, though, they went and fought to the final breath. Church playing it short for Crooks to drill one in the left hand side and make this a 4-1 victory. But how does that leave us on the medical front? Okay, so little bit of good news, bad news on the injury front. First of all, no injuries were picked up in our pre-season games. Unfortunately though, as you can see, we had 3 little niggly knocks, 2 Clayton, Hogan and Gruchy. One of those was picked up in the under-18s game, which was Clayton. He picked up a tight groin, couple of tight groins for Hogan and DeGruchy in terms of training. And the big one, which really does hurt, is Matty Brown. Yes, Matty Brown, he torn his ankle ligament in a training session. He's now having to see a specialist and is out for 4 to 6 months, almost much as Scott Barrow. So we are now missing not only a starting left back, but a starting centre back as well as Gilchrist, who's got his groin strain, of course, and out for 2 to 3 months. But there is some good news on that front. I have brought us in a defender. We're not going to look at him quite yet because we are in fact going to have a little look at the tweak I've done to our training schedule. Right, so I'm not going to dwell on the team's general training for too long. We've got plenty of things to cover in this episode. We've got to head to the notebook, I want to head to the boardroom, and of course we have today's game, as well as figuring out who the heck we are going to verse in the next episode. So let's jump straight into this. The general premise of our general training is the Dork in York. As you can see, I've got the Saturday one set up because our game is on a Saturday. So how does that look through the week? Well, Monday is pretty much a rest day. We have recovery for both the morning, the afternoon and the evening is team bonding, except for every other week where we're going to do a bit of community outreach. Then on a Tuesday we kick off with overall training, then followed up by chance conversion. As you saw against Bridlington Town, we had plenty of opportunities, we just wasn't making use of them. So we now have chance conversion. I keep wanting to say chance creation, chance conversion in our training. Wednesday is quite a busy one. We have overall training, then we have some possession, and then some ball retention. Really want to make sure the players hold on to possession. We then on a Thursday do overall training and defending, followed by Friday, which of course is the day before the match, where we either do defensive shape if we're away from home, attacking movement if we're at home, and then we do match practice on the evening, unless I just don't fancy doing it. As you can see from the bottom one, for example, teamwork is my default, then I swap it out as and when needed. Then on a Sunday we do a bit of recovery because we've just played a game, recover a bit more on the Monday for the following Tuesday to get back into training. But let's go have a little look at that notebook and let's see if we can nag the board for a little bit more cash. So, welcome to the notebook. Probably not as interesting as the film, but probably moving just as quick. Starting off first, we have the collective win bonus. Now, that has been reduced for Domestic Cup, but we did retain the normal one for the league. That was, of course, to allow me to start trying to get some money together to get a player through the door. That, alongside us reducing the scouting budget, did in fact allow us to bring that one and only transfer in thus far. We are, of course, going to go over that in just a second, but as you can see, it means we will be giving 14,000 on a pro rata basis for the league, and then up to 45,000 on the domestic cups, depending how we do. Then the second little bit of news is the season ticket sales. So how are we doing on season ticket sales? Well, we've sold 1,260 and we're expecting to sell about another 100, which I don't know how that maths works. I see it as 1,360, but I guess we're rounding up to 1,400 for the season tickets that we expect to sell. On top of that, we then have the Vanarama top goal scoring odds. As you can see, Knowles has been made 5-2 favourite. I think that places him about 4-5th in the overall tier of players. And then we announced our squad numbers. I didn't change any. Some players wanted different numbers. I was tempted to change them to their favourite numbers, but instead I thought I'd keep it simple. For any York fans who are watching this, just so your players have the same numbers and I aren't messing that up, at least here in the first season. So that is our notebook. What about that transfer though? Right, so the one and only transfer of my tenure thus far is here, and it is of course Sam Gibson. Yes, Sam Gibson, if you don't know, is a 21-year-old left back. He can also play on the right hand side, which is exactly why I picked him up. I wanted someone versatile, someone who can cover both left and right, or even just left and centre or right and centre. I wanted a little bit more depth on that left ideally, and that is what we've got. So we've got a 3-star left back. He's 4-star potential, possibly 5, and he is pretty damn good. 21 years of age. As you can see, he's in on £500 per week. I managed to get him on a 2-year contract with a 1-year potential option for us as well, which I think we'll probably do, to be honest. As a wing back, which we'll be using him as, he's got 7 crossing, 8 dribbling, 12 first touch, 9 on marking, 9 on passing, 10 tackling, 9 on... It's basically all round good. Very high work rate, very good acceleration, good pace, and good first touch for this level. In terms of his history, well, he started off as Huddersfield as a youngster, didn't really play for them, so he went out on loan to Liver's Edge in the Northern Counties East Premier. Played 20 games for them, headed back to Huddersfield, and then came here on a free transfer after being unavailable since he left Huddersfield in 18-19. So he spent the 19-20 season with nothing to do, and now he's in the 21-22 season here in York. But enough rambling from me. It is time to kick off not only my managerial career, not only the season, but it is time for the big birthday bash. Yes, today's game is on Saturday, the 14th of August. It's my birthday. Time for the team to give me the best present of all and kick this season off with a win. Okay, ladies and gents, the big game is almost upon us. The managerial debut, the debut of Sam Gibson, otherwise known as Samuel Gibson to myself, or Gibbo, as I might affectionately now start calling him. And of course, the birthday bash. Now, I haven't completely forgotten about going to the boardroom. We are in fact going to do that after this game, where hopefully we can also take a win to them as well. So, let's head on into the dressing room. As you can see, Newton, our captain, he's actually moved to centre-back. Now we've got Gibson in the lineup, so he's going to be on the left-hand side with Newton on the left-hand side of defence next to him. Now, this is a match we should be winning. Indeed, it is. Beck, please don't be nervous. This match is one we should be winning. Beck, I really don't want to have to take you off, but if I have to, I will bring on Willoughby. As you can see, we have quite the crowd. There is a few empty seats behind the goal, but it is the first game of the season. We haven't got expectations up quite yet, but I think we'll pack this place out eventually. Scott, though, is going to try and start it off from the back for Kidderminster here, nice and early on. Hopefully we can intercept this one and perhaps get a goal. Fielding, what are you doing? You are winning? Okay, it was shut by Bell. Fair enough. Now, I'm going to alter these games because, as you can see, currently we're looking at friendlies. As much as I would like to see Milan versus Lazio, Atlanta into Milan, I would rather look at our league games. So, let's go to the Vanarama North. As you can see, there is a lot of games going on right now. Guiseley and Fylde might be a good one to keep an eye on. Gloucester Southport might be an interesting one as well. And Telford Darlington could be interesting. Not quite sure how far Telford has fallen down in this particular league, but as you can see, this is our league table, and hopefully we can start climbing. Southport has climbed. They've just gone up to the top of the league, at least for now. Beck, free header though, come on. He has got us an opening goal here, 5 minutes into the game. What a great way to start this one. Thank you, Beck. His nerves have finally settled down. It only took him 5 minutes to settle his nerves down and get himself a goal. So Duckworth throws it into Dyson, shot to Donaldson. He plays it back to Duckworth. First time ball in, nods it into the near post, and that was a great bit of build-up play. So second in league, we've now dropped to third though. Brandy will take a free kick for Kidderminster. Back post to Bell. Jameson, lovely save, my friend. They have managed to waste that opportunity. Now, can we get ourselves a second? Newton is trying to build from the halfway line. He plays it over to Samuel Fielding. He gets it up to Woods. Woods running at the defence now. He's cutting inside. Will he perhaps play it over to his right-hand side? He does have spot. No, he's gone inside to Donaldson. In fact, Donaldson forces a save from Simpson. And we now have a corner. Now, can we do anything with this chance? That is the question. So, it's going to be whipped in by Newton. Captain, oh captain, goes to the near post. It's not away, but Heaney will collect this. Heaney can be dangerous at range. We've seen it in pre-season. Now, Newton, new highlight, plays over top to Beck. 15 minutes in, by the way. Donaldson gets it over to Heaney. He's got an overlapping Gibson. Gibson, of course, the new signing. How will he fare here today? Well, he's going to whip on in for Beck. Can Beck get a second? No. But that was a nice ball, Gibson. I appreciate the effort getting it in there. You found your man. Unfortunately, Beck did try and take it first time. And speaking of first time, Newton tries to take the free kick into the top corner. Unfortunately, though, it sailed just over the goal. Brandy, though, now with a free kick for Kidderminster. His has just gone gliding over the goal as well. We narrowly avoided conceding there. Now, as you can see, the team is playing pretty darn good. Heaney on a 6.6 does need to pick things up a little bit. And Gibson, I'm a little disappointed that you've already got yourself a yellow card here 20 minutes into the game. But Dyson tries a lovely ball up to Beck. Unfortunately, the defence will play it back to Simpson, though. And it's played back out to Lowe. Now, Richards coming at us from left back. Where will he go with this ball? Plays it inside to Scott. Scott over to Carrington. Carrington plays it all the way back to Badrami. Badrami up to Carrington. Carrington now up to Austin. Not Austin Powers, but just Austin. He plays it back to Carrington once more. It's now over to this left-hand side, right-hand side even, where he finds Brandy inside to Austin. Lovely ball over top to Bell, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Can you make a save? In fact, he doesn't need to, because Fielding has made a lovely block. Jameson had his bacon save there. I think he probably had it, to be honest, Jameson, but it was nice to see Fielding get back and block that one. Now, can we get this corner away? That is the question. Brandy whips it in. Lovely collection by Jameson. Now, let's get a counter-attack going, lads. Or not. That can just end the highlights. Don't mind that. 3 on target, by the way, so far out of our 4 shots. Currently sitting in 5th place, which is nice. And Kidderminster, of course, are now down in 20th. They do have Bradford Park Avenue below them and Leamington. Leamington's currently losing 3 hold up. Why has this gone to friendlies? No, we want Vanarama North. Stay. Stay on the Vanarama North, please. Gibson, 6.5. Please pick your game up as well. Newton, though, will take the free kick here. Spennymoor, currently 1-0 up against Boston United. And we have a penalty. Dyson, obstructed. Now, stepping up to take it, of course, is Donaldson, I believe, for this one. Yes, Donaldson is taking our penalties. And he's wasted it. Clayton. You're the most experienced player in this team. You should not be missing that. Maybe we'll have to look at other players to take our penalties, because I have not set our set-piece takers quite yet. I thought I would leave that for just a little bit, see how they get on. But if Donaldson is going to be doing that with the penalties, I think we are going to have a new penalty taker going forward. But right now, we have a nice, simple 1-0 lead. I think we're doing well. We can definitely find another gear, though. That is exactly right. Heaney needs to pick things up, and we do need to keep an eye on Gibson, who's both on a yellow card and having a rough time with it. In fact, King, you can come on for Gibson. What we'll do is King, Newton can slide out to the left-hand side. King can slide inside. King can get a bit of development opportunity here as well. He's a solid centre-back, but compared to our other ones, he does need a little bit of development time. Now, Fielding plays it inside to right on a yellow card right now. We do need to keep an eye on that, because we, of course, do not want to go down to 10 men. We also have Dyson on a yellow card, and Dyson is down to a 6.4. So, looks like Nick Knowles might be coming onto the pitch rather shortly. Of course, he is not called Nicholas, but I am still going to refer to him as Nick Knowles, just because of his last name. But the ball has been cleared away here on the 50th minute, where Woods will collect it. Now, what will Woods do on the halfway line? We don't know, because the highlight has ended. Newton, though, throwing it into Donaldson here on the left. 51 minutes have passed. Fielding cutting inside. Fielding has acres of space. He goes himself. It's blocked. Woods, what was that? That was an optimistic one, Woods. It would have been beautiful if it went in, but I think you should have probably took a touch. Probably should have took a touch in that situation. Now, we are going to get Dyson off, because he is on that yellow card. He's on a 6.4. He's not playing so great. We've taken our two players who have been struggling here today off. Wright is on a yellow card. The question is, do we take him off? I think we do. Everyone else is pretty fit. Everyone else is doing okay. So we're not going to risk it. We're going to get our yellow carded player off. Everyone is all ready to go. And hopefully we can go and get that second goal and seal this victory here today. Speaking of which, McLaughlin will whip one in. It is punched away. Bell does not get it, as Donaldson, with a beautiful interception, plays it down to Fielding. It's now with Woods. Woods plays it back to Duckworth. Duckworth plays it over to Fielding. Can Fielding do anything with it, though? Plays it up to Woods. Now over to Duckworth on this right-hand side. Back to Woods once more. Inside to Beck. Beck's got an overlap in Heaney. Heaney's found. We've got an overlap by Newton as well. Newton's got acres of space on this left-hand side. Not quite sure what the Kidderminster defence is doing there. He whips one in back post. Knowles can't get to it, and Sterling will clear. King, though, halfway line, intercepts it, plays it up to Woods. Now with McLaughlin. McLaughlin over the top to Heaney. Heaney whips one in, perhaps. Yes, he does. Beck, can he get it in? Oh, Beck. Beck. My friend, you had so much time, space, opportunity, and you did not utilise it. And now, Kidderminster come back at us on the 64th minute. Carrington, he plays it up to Austin. Ball over the top to Bell. Bell is one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Lovely save by Jameson, though. Can we keep the ball inside? It doesn't matter, because Bell was offside, and it is a free kick. As you can see, though, the lads playing pretty darn decent, besides, of course, the players we took off. Donaldson nods it down for Heaney. Heaney tries a ball through. Unfortunately, there's no one there to get on to the end of it. And Simpson is just going to clear it, but Heaney has intercepted it. He's got it up to Beck. But Beck, you're offside, my friend. Just stay onside. That's all you need to do. Stay onside. Make use of your opportunities, because right now we are being rather wasteful in the second half. If you have a look at our shots, I think we've had one on target for this entire half, and yet we're up to about 14 shots. So, yeah, I think we've had about 1 in 10 in the second half. Rather wasteful. Rather wasteful indeed, especially considering our conversion in that first one was like 3 or 4 from 5 shots. We really do need to pick things up in terms of our conversion in this second half. Bell, though, plays it back to Scott. Ball over the top to Bell. Nice 1-2 with them, and again they are 1-on-1 with Jameson. He pulls it back for Austin. Austin has thankfully played the ball straight in the arms of Jameson, and we have conceded. Now, Heaney tries one through to Beck. It is intercepted though. Carrington trying to build from this right-hand side for Kidderminster. Plays it short to Graham. He tries to get up to Bell. Lovely nod down by King though. He's got it over to Knowles. Through ball to Beck. He's got an overlapping Donaldson if he can find him. Instead he goes back to McLaughlin. McLaughlin coming down this left-hand side. Ooh, interesting approach, McLaughlin. Probably should have been playing a bit more of a team player, to be honest, but you know what? Little bit of aspiration never hurt anyone. Just don't try it too often, because as you can see, 5 on target from 16 shots. Like I said, the second half we have been rather wasteful. Fielding though tries a ball over to absolutely no one and gives it straight to Richards. Now up to Sterling for Kidderminster. We are into additional time, ladies and gentlemen. 91st minute. Bell 1-on-1 with Jameson, and he saves it. Nice little save there from Jameson. Had me worried just sticking a leg out, but it worked, and I'm not going to complain if it works. Jameson, though, trying to build from the back here on the 92nd minute. We have just over a minute remaining in this game. He rolls it out to King. King tries a long ball up to Beck. It's nodded down, though. Scott on the halfway line now. Up to Austin. Austin running at our defence. Tries a through ball to Bell. Luckily, Fielding shall collect this and play it short to Jameson. He's going to hoof it out, though. Graham will intercept this, and it's now with Brandy. Short to Austin. Austin tries to get it up, but he's dispossessed by McLaughlin. He gets it to Donaldson. Graham bulldozes Donaldson over. And I think that might be the final play of this game. Free kick by King. He clears it up. Cameron now on the halfway line. Plays it back to Badrami. Badrami back to Cameron once more. Over to Scott. He gets it up to Austin. Austin running back at our defence. He's got about 8 seconds to work with. Holding up possession. Plays it back to Badrami on the halfway line. Ball over the top once more to Bell. And thankfully, the whistle has gone. We have won this one, ladies and gents. But it is time to head on over to the boardroom and see if we can get a little bit of that cash out the bank. Okay everyone, so as you can see, the finances here at York are pretty darn comfortable. We've just got over $250,000 sitting there in the bank. We've made 44,000 just this month. 275,000 in fact this season thus far, and we have an income of just over 118,000. So financially we are in a pretty good spot. It is of course my birthday. I have just brought the club our first win of the season in the first game. Wonderful start. Hopefully the board's in high spirits because we have a couple of requests for them. The first one of those is to increase our wage budget. As you know, I managed to squeeze a little bit of cash out to get a player in. We only have £7 a week now remaining in that. So I would like to try and increase the wage budget and allow us to bring some players in. Now the board is going to get back to us shortly on that. That is not a good sign. As you can see, we also have a scouting budget of 17,000. Now, I would love to turn that into transfer and then turn that into wage. Unfortunately, I cannot do that. I did that as much as I could, and thus we are stuck with that as a scouting budget. Now, the other thing I would like to do whilst we are here is end up in network, senior affiliate. A senior affiliate would be rather useful because if they aren't going to increase our wage budget, we at least want to be able to get some players in. So if we can arrange the right affiliate with the right team, we could boost our income a little bit more, or it might make sense for the club to arrange a partnership that would allow us to sign good players on loan without having to absorb the costs of their wage. We agree that such an affiliate would allow us to sign better players on loan for little cost. We're glad. Had such productive meeting here. Thank you, Mr. Jason McGill. That is just what I like to see from our chairman. But it is of course time to figure out what we are going to do with the schedule. Okay, so we're here in the schedule, having a little look at where we are going to go next and possibly even the episodes after that. And looking at the fixture list, I've had a little glance through this. As much as I'd like to go to Gloucester in the next one, I think we're going to skip over that. We're going to skip over Brackley, and then I think we'll return for the away game against Spennymoor. Yes, they're not the biggest of teams, but it gives us a nice little bit of variation in there. We go from Kidderminster down to Spennymoor away. Then in the next episode, I think what we'll do is we'll do the FA Cup second qualifying round. I have absolutely no idea who we're going to actually verse in that, but I think it might make a rather interesting episode. And then we'll follow that up probably with the Darlington game before then possibly Boston. I think Boston is the next one on the schedule I would like to go to. I'm not sure where this FA Cup game will fall. It'll probably fall here in the October between Darlington and Boston, so that might fall before Boston. But I think the plan right now is Darlington, Boston, that FA Cup game, and the Spennymoor match. But I thank you all for joining us. I hope you all have a lovely night.